What if the city you live in was redesigned so everything you need is only 15 minutes away? Work, groceries, schools, healthcare, parks. Convenient, right? But online, many people believe 15-minute cities are not about convenience at all. They say it is a blueprint for surveillance, travel restrictions, and social control. So what is actually true, and what is fear amplified by the internet? Tonight, we break it down. This is not a hit piece and not a propaganda defense. It is a clarity piece. We will examine the claims, the evidence, and the emotional triggers driving the debate. By the end, you should be able to separate policy reality from viral narrative and decide for yourself. What is a 15-minute city? At its core, the 15-minute city is an urban planning concept. Design neighborhoods so daily essentials are nearby. That means less traffic, shorter commutes, cleaner air, and more walkable streets. In theory, it does not mean people cannot leave their area. It means people do not have to travel far for basic needs. So where does suspicion come from? For many, it is not the concept itself. It is distrust of how governments might implement it. The central fear sounds like this. Today they redesign traffic. Tomorrow they monitor movement. Then they limit where you can go. That fear grew in a post-pandemic world where many people experienced lockdowns, policy inconsistency, and loss of trust in institutions. Once trust drops, any planning policy can look like control, especially when clips spread online without context. A gate camera here, a traffic zone there, a fine for violations. And suddenly the narrative becomes, this is digital confinement. Claims versus reality. Claim 1. People will be trapped in district zones. Reality. Most city plans focus on access and convenience, not confinement. Restrictions, where they exist, are usually traffic management tools, not legal bans on free movement. Claim 2. This is mass surveillance infrastructure. Reality. Cities already use cameras, license plate systems, and traffic monitoring. The real issue is governance. Who controls the data? How long is it stored? Who can access it? Can citizens challenge misuse? Those are valid civil liberty questions. Claim 3. This is global social engineering. Reality. Urban planning trends often spread globally, but local governments adopt them differently. One city's bike lane policy is not a universal control system. Why this theory spreads fast? Conspiracy narratives spread when three things combine. First, a real policy people do not fully understand. Second, low trust in institutions. Third, algorithmic amplification of outrage. Fear travels faster than nuance. A short video saying, "They are building open-air prisons," will always outperform a long planning document. And when people are economically stressed, they are more likely to interpret policy through a threat lens. The real civil liberty questions. Here is the part that matters. You do not need a conspiracy theory to demand accountability. Citizens should ask hard questions before any major urban rollout. What data is collected? Who audits it? What are the opt-out rights? How are fines issued? Can low-income residents be unfairly targeted? Is public input real or performative? Those are democratic questions, not fringe questions. So, 15-minute city, freedom upgrade or control system? The honest answer is, it depends on implementation, transparency, and oversight. Convenience without coercion is possible. Better design without surveillance abuse is possible. But only if citizens stay informed, question power consistently, and refuse both blind trust and blind panic. If you want, next episode we can break down another major theory using the same format: the claim, the evidence, and what remains unknown. Subscribe for deep dives built on facts, context, and critical thinking.